Hi guys, it's Livi again. I'm so excited for today's video. I'm just gonna be telling you guys some fun stories from my elementary and high school years. I'm currently a freshman in college. And yesterday I was talking to my boyfriend. Yes, I have a boyfriend now. If you guys did not see my last video, you guys will not know what I'm talking about, but if you have, and you remember that last quiz, I think it was the last quiz I took, how I was like, it was like, oh, who's your soulmate or something, and I took it, and then it was like, oh, but I think I already know who they are, or something, or it was like, you should date or something. I forget if it was like soulmate or whatever. And then literally I was like, oh yeah, I think I already know who it is, but like, and I already know them. And then the quiz was like, oh, you already know them. And then I was like, wow, well, now I'm dating that person. So anyway, but yeah, so I was talking to him yesterday, and I kept thinking of all these stories. He's like, you should make a YouTube video, because he's like the only person who knows about this channel, and he's probably gonna watch this video and he's gonna be like, what the hell are you talking about? But anyway, anyway, but yeah, I have a few stories. I have them written down. I'm just gonna tell you guys some fun stories. I have Fred here. He's my pillow pet. I'm probably gonna be hugging him while I tell you these stories. So yeah, I wanted to be a nice little cozy vibe. So yeah, let's get into this video. Okay, we're gonna start with my probably one of my favorite stories. It's from my junior year of high school. It is a band camp story, so it's right before my junior year of high school. But anyway, it was either sophomore or junior, but I'm pretty sure it was junior. So my school would go away for band camp, and we'd go to this nearby university. It's like about 45 minutes away from our hometown. And we'd go there for band camp, and we would room in the dorms, and some of the dorms were 2-people dorms, some of them were 4-people dorms. That year I had 3 roommates, so we had a quad, which was a 4-person dorm. And so and my dad was a chaperone at band camp, so we would he would be able to go. There was like a giant eagle across the street. He would go and grab us stuff. So my one friend and I, we were sitting in the kitchen area in our quad. They were very nice dorms. They were amazing. But we were sitting in the kitchen area. We were eating cupcakes my dad had brought. My 2 other friends were like in a common room playing Cards Against Humanity with some other people. But it was just me and this girl who I'm not gonna name because I don't know. But anyway, we were sitting there, and then she looks out the window, and she's super scared. She's like, there's a little girl out there with a red like raincoat on. And I'm like, what? And then she's like, I think it's a ghost. She started like freaking out, and like, so I started freaking out, even though I never looked out the window and I never saw it. She just like started screaming, and we both started freaking out, and we like just immediately ran, and we ran into the bathroom area. And it was one of those bathrooms where it's like, there's a door you shut for the bathroom, and then there's another door, and then you can go in a door for a shower, or you can go in the door for the toilet. So we went into the toilet room, then we shut the door. We were hiding there, the lights were off, and we're like, why are we in here? This is scary. Ghosts can go through walls anyways. Like, what? Anyway, we were like, what? She's like freaking out, and I'm like, are you sure it's a ghost? And she's like, why else would there be like a little girl with a red raincoat on, like outside by herself? And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. So we're freaking out in there, and then we're like, you know what, let's leave. So we were screaming, we ran down the hallway of the dorm. Like, if you know what a college dorm looks like, it's basically a hallway. And then there was this like door that led to the common room between like the boys and girls dorms. So we went to where our friends were in the common room, and we were like telling them, we're like, there was a ghost. And so my one friend, who was like, this is BS, like whatever, she needed to go get scissors from our dorm anyway for something. I forget why she needed scissors, but so I was like, oh, I have some on my desk, like whatever, just like go to the dorm, but like, I'm not going with you, I'm too scared. So she went in there, and at that moment, my boyfriend laughed at me so hard for this one. At that moment, I had a ringtone that was that like banana song that the Minions sing. You know, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's fine. And at the end, they would like laugh. It was just like minions laughing. And I had an alarm going off for some reason. I do not remember why. Or my phone was ringing for some reason. So when my friend went into my room, she just heard the minions laughing, and it sounded like child laughter, essentially, because, you know, minions, you know what I mean? So she was like, she came back with the sisters, and she's like, yeah, I heard a child laughing. And I was like, oh no. And we were like freaking out. But it was almost time for like us to all be in our dorms. Like, we couldn't stay up all night because it was band camp, and we all had to wake up at like 5 in the morning. So we had to go back, and we knocked on our band director's door, our female band director, her door, and we were like, we think there's a ghost in her room. And she did not believe us, but she thought it would be so funny to be like, try to scare us. So the second she walked in the door, me and my friend were walking in. I was holding hands with my friend and I, who had been eating the cupcakes, and originally she saw the ghost. And the second we walk in, my band director goes, "Oh my god!" And me and my friend, we both grab each other, we like cuddle each other, and we fall to the ground, and we're screaming. And my band director is like laughing. She's like, "There's nothing in here, but you guys can, like, you're not supposed to do this, but just like take your mattresses, put them in the living room part." Because like the dorms, like, they were so nice. It was like you would walk in, and then there was like a living room, kitchen area, but then when you walked further, there was like the bathroom, and then each of us had our own separate like bedroom, like with a door and everything. Like, we didn't sleep in the same room. So she's like, you can take your mattresses, you can put them in the living room, you can sleep in the living room, you're not supposed to do it, but whatever, like, nobody's gonna care. Like, which we had already been doing. Like, nobody really cares. Like, we just would put them back in the morning, and then the chaperones wouldn't even care. So like, yeah, but it was kind of scary. And then my band director ended up like telling my other band director, and then the whole band camp knew about our freaking ghost encounter. But I'm still convinced that there was a ghost there. And the next year when we went back, my friend who had saw the ghost, she every other summer she lived in Taiwan with her family, because her dad lived in Taiwan, but her mom lived in America. So every other summer, either her dad would come to America or they would go to Taiwan. So she wasn't able to make it to band camp that year, our senior year. And so we had a quad again, but we didn't have a fourth roommate. So, and that year, we just kept hearing things, and we were so scared. And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure like the door to the room that would have been her room if she had been at band camp, like, kept moving and closing on us. We were too scared to go in her room. We're like, the ghost is probably living in her room right now. So we just kind of like, we tried not to freak out, but it was kind of scary. And my one friend that year kept like doing this thing where she's like, ooh, and it scared me so much, and I don't know why. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, everyone, I'm that ghost girl from band camp. So yeah, that's my first story. Okay, now's another pretty good story. I don't know, most of my short stories are pretty short because and I couldn't think of too many of them, but maybe I'll think of more and I'll write them down in case you guys want to hear more stories. I don't know if you will, I don't know. But anyway, my second story is from 8th grade. Yeah, I have some middle school stories on here. They're all from middle school and high school, but anyway, so here is my 8th grade story. So we, I mean, most high schools have like football games on Fridays, and the middle schoolers would go. They just had to sit in their designated middle school section. It was like a thing, but like in my town, basically on a Friday night, what were you doing? You were going to the football game or you were staying home. Like, there was nothing else really to do. So me and my friend, we were at a football game, and I had recently started liking this one boy, and I think at this time I knew that he liked me back. Because my friend told him or something, not the same friend who I was at the football game with, but there was the thing, I like all my classes with him, and then at one point, I think during like homeroom or something, somebody told him, and he was new to the school that year, and like, I don't know, middle schoolers, like, and I had like had a daydream all summer of being like, oh my gosh, there's gonna be a new boy at school and he's gonna be my boyfriend and it's gonna be so cute. So then when there was a new boy and he was in my homeroom and his locker was right next to mine, I was like, oh, this is destiny, this is fate, I must like him. Because, you know, that's what you do. You're in 8th grade. But anyway, we were at the football game, me and my friend, and we were hanging out with that boy who I liked and another boy. They were both on the middle school football team. And middle schoolers are middle schoolers and they're weird and stupid. So obviously the middle school football team felt the need to wear their football jerseys to every single high school football game just so that people would know, like, oh, this could be us next year on the high school football team. Like, I don't know. And like wearing someone's jersey was like a big deal, I guess. And my friend didn't like, I don't think she had a crush on the other boy we were with, who wasn't the boy who I liked. But she really wanted to wear his jersey because she was like, oh, it's going to be so cool, like, you know. I mean, I wanted to wear his jersey too, but, and the guy was like, no, I'm not going to let you wear my jersey unless Livi promises to wear the other guy's jersey. And I'm like, okay, but like, here's the thing. I was a pretty chubby kid. I've always been kind of chubby. I've always been kind of insecure about my weight. So, and the guy I liked was very small, and he was short, he was skinny, he was very small. And I was like, his jersey is most likely not going to fit me, or it's going to be too tight, and I'm going to look very strange. Like, we're, like, because we were at a football game, like, I'm not going to go into the bathroom and change. I was just going to put it on over my clothes. Like, that's how you wore the jerseys or whatever. So I was like, I don't know. And I, like, put his jersey on for a bit. And I was like, I really don't like this. Can I please take this off now? So I took it off and whatever. But then we were, like, chilling. We went down to this concession stand. And, I mean, unless you went to my high school, you don't really know how my high school stadium was like set up, but just to draw you a little mental map, there was the home side and then there's a visitor's side, which is what most high school stadiums were, and then on our home, so these are the bleachers. On each side there was a concession stand. So we were at the one that was like over here, and like the visitors are, okay, we were like over here at a concession stand, visitors section over here. There's just like grass right here. So the boy, he's like, we liked each other. So he was like, hey, Livi, do you want to go on a date with me? And you know, I had spent the last, whatever, like month or so, I don't know, it was pretty early in the school year, liking this boy because, whatever, he was a new kid. But when he said that, my fight or flight response just kicked in, and as I said, I was pretty chubby. I was not an athletic person, but when I tell you that was the fastest I've ever run in my life, it was. I ran, and we were at the concession stand. I ran all the way around to the visitor side. I swear it was like not 2 seconds, but like 5 seconds. I ran to the other side of the freaking stadium. My friend was like chasing after me. She's like, Livi, what you like this boy? And meanwhile, the boy's over there. He literally starts crying because he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I feel bad. I feel really bad right now. I'm saying this story, but it's kind of funny because I just bolted. But yeah, and we ended up kind of being boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't really count him as one of my boyfriends because he and I like never wanted to date. Like, one time he asked me to go to like the county fair or something with him, but I never like was that type of person who like went to county fairs. I don't know, and I had family stuff to do. So after like a month of dating and being boyfriend and girlfriend, I was like, you know, we're breaking up. And then he cried again, you know. And like I said, I had every class period with him. So after we broke up, things were kind of awkward. I remember going to art class that day, and he was just in there, and he was like this with his head. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, well, I don't know what to do. This is awkward, but yeah. So that is the story of when I was asked out for the first time and I just ran away. So yeah, that one pretty sad story, actually. I still run away from men. But anyway, yeah.
Guys, I am on my computer editing right now, and I originally had another story from 10th grade, but it was the story that I was like trying to describe a video I made to ask this boy to prom my sophomore year. Um, so I ended up cutting it from the video, even though it was a pretty, I don't know, but anyway, maybe I'll show you guys a video sometime, but it was weird trying to tell a story about a video. So yeah, I did have more, but let's just move on to the next video.
Okay, here's my last story. I'm gonna try to keep this one short. But anyway, so 7th grade. I don't know about you guys, but like with me and all of my friends, like 7th grade is the most cringy year of our existence. It's like it's just a well-known thing among me and all of my friends. Like 7th grade, you don't talk about 7th grade. But let's talk about 7th grade. My boyfriend thought this video was this story is really funny, so I hope you guys do too. Anyway, so 7th grade, I was the type of girl who had crushes on many people, but nobody ever liked her back because she was just that weird girl who like had a crush on like 50 guys at once, and she never talked to anyone though. And then all of a sudden she'd be asking you out, and you're like, I've never talked to you in my life. What is your problem? I was very socially awkward. I did not understand how life worked. But anyway, who cares now? I have a really great boyfriend. My favorite. If he's watching right now, he's probably like, oh my god. But anyway, sorry, when I talk about my boyfriend, I get a little. Anyway, so yeah, so I was like, you know what? I want to pretend I have a secret admirer. And I forget, like, it was probably like a mix of me just wanting to like do something fun and like play a practical joke on everyone, because and tell everyone that I had a secret admirer, and also like kind of like being like, hey boys, someone wants me, maybe somebody else will want me too, because they're like, oh wow, people want Livi now. And like, but anyway, it would have been really funny if like I pretended to be my own secret admirer, and all of a sudden some guy came up to me, he's like, oh, I'm your secret admirer, Livi. Like, that'd be, I wish that happened. That did not happen. What happened was I spent a lot of time writing myself secret admirer notes, slipping them into my locker, or just like going to homeroom and being like, oh my gosh guys, look what I found another one. And it got way out of hand. I did not think that most of the people in my grade would start to hear about it and start to know that I was the girl with a secret admirer, and they were like, oh my goodness. And my one friend, who I was very close to that year, she did not know. I only had one friend who knew that I was my own secret admirer, and she would help me write the notes. Like, I would go to her house. I went to her house one time, and we just spent the whole time writing myself some notes. And I had this specific handwriting that I would write them in that was not my own. And my one other friend who did not know but was super excited was like going around analyzing all of the guys' handwriting in our grade, because at this time people did not really know I was bi, or really like in 7th grade, and there wasn't, I don't know, at my school there wasn't very much like talk about like, oh, it could be a girl, so it was a so they all just assumed it was a boy. So she went around and she was like, I think it's Liam. Sorry Liam if you're watching. I feel like I can say generic first names that and nobody's really gonna care, like whatever. She's like, I think it's Liam. And I was like, okay, because Liam was kind of cute. Like I said, I had a crush on like a billion guys, but Liam was one of them. So I was like, I mean, if you think it's Liam, maybe you should ask him. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So she went up to Liam, and she asked Liam, and Liam is the most clueless guy in the world. He had no idea who I was, even though he was like in my math class. He's like, who's Livi? Like, what? And he's like, it was just, I felt so bad for Liam, but at the same time I was like, whatever, Liam knows who I am now. Like, what? But yeah, this went on for months, and then once I was like, you know what, I need to tell people that, like, I need to stop doing this. This is way too much time commitment for me, and it was fun, but like, I was like, you know, I need to stop now. So once I stopped, there were people who did not talk to me for weeks. I was in band and I played the trombone, and one of the other girls who played trombone with me, I remember her being so mad. There was another girl who played flute who just thought I was completely, like, crazy. Like, she was one of the more, like, cool, popular kids. So the girl who played flute was like, yeah, that's uncool people just looking for attention. But anyway, but yeah, it was funny. I wish I could do it again. I'm also not, like, in a school anymore, so, like, I'm basically just, couldn't do that at college, I don't think. But I wish I could. But yeah, it was fun. Okay, so that is all of the stories for this video. I really hope you guys liked them. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you thought they were funny. I'm not the best storyteller. I kind of, like, get all jumbled up, but I feel like I did actually kind of good at telling the stories this time, so maybe, who knows. But anyway, remember to, if you think this video is cool, share it with your friends. If you have any ideas for videos I could do, comment down below. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. If you want to like the video, you want to follow me on TikTok, my TikTok username is the same as my channel name, Olivia and her camera. So yeah, I really hope you liked the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!